Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Deep in the Bleachers podcast, episode 2. If you guys watched episode 1, I called it episode 3 in the intro. We filmed 2 beforehand, but we didn't think it was good enough for the viewing audience at home. So now I titled it episode 1. I'm officially going to say this is episode 2, Deep in the Bleachers. We got me, I'm Gabe Payne. We got Jeremiah Kroom. We got Dominic Gasper there in the Steelers hoodie. And pretty much this week, guys, so right now, as of today, it is Wednesday, September what, fellas? Is it
24th.
24th? So Wednesday, September 24th. We're going to talk again, obviously, heat of the NFL season. We're going to talk about some NFL today. I think we're going to talk a little bit, maybe some WNBA. Jeremiah, want to talk a little bit about some WNBA because we're in the midst of the playoffs. So we got some little lady hoopers out there, and then we're going to talk a little bit about some Cleveland Guardians baseball because that is my gang, and I am going to talk about my gang is on one of the craziest playoff comebacks ever. But first, I think we're going to start with NFL, and then obviously, if you guys watch the first episode, you'll figure it out as time goes on. But like Dom, Steelers fan, Jeremiah, Steelers fan, me, AFC North Browns fan. So I don't, bro. This dude got the whole towel on his head, bro. Shake your dread, shake your dread. Okay, I'm just kidding. But I don't love talking about the Steelers as much. But Jeremiah and Dom wanted to talk about the Steelers, and they do have some of the most championships ever. So I'm not gonna act like it's not valid to talk about the Steelers. Also, Dom, real quick, just because everybody can only see half your face, you want to back up real quick, bro? You gotta get there we go. Let them see your whole face, bro. And then I guess so. Dom, you honestly, bro, start it off, man. What do you want to talk about with the Steelers?
Okay, so the biggest thing I think that I want to highlight here with the Steelers is their defense this past week. First 2 weeks, Steelers defense has been a big discussion in the media because they have the highest paid defense in the NFL, and they have been playing like one of the worst defenses.
What are the worst defenses?
This past week, they looked a lot better. They forced 5 turnovers, including 4 fumbles, and they had an interception. But really what I wanted to highlight was their run defense and how much better their run defense looked this past week. They just got Derek Harmon back, who's their first-round pick from this past year, and it was a day and night difference.
I think I just sold, bro. I put in my AirPods, and it said the recording stopped.
It didn't stop. Trust me. You're good.
I'm so sorry, Dom. It literally
And
pulled up a noti. I'll fix it. You're good.
it's good.
You're good.
Yeah.
I was going to say, so I think the biggest thing I wanted to highlight was the run defense, because the run defense has been absolutely atrocious for the Steelers. Week 1, they played Breece Hall and the Jets. Breece Hall went for over 100 yards. I think he was close to 6 yards a carry. The following week, they played the Seahawks, and Kenneth Walker went for over 100 yards, and he had almost 9 yards a carry. So they have been one of the worst. Yes. They have been one of the worst defenses overall, especially run defenses. And this past week, they held Trevion Henderson, Antonio Gibson, and Ramondre Stevenson to, I think it was 74 yards rushing on 22 attempts, which is a little over 3 yards per carry. So that's a big difference when you're talking run game there. But I think that Derek Harmon is one of the biggest reasons for that. He's a great run stuffer. And I think we'll continue to see the Steelers defense turn around a little bit. And they're without this past week, they're out without Alex Highsmith, Joey Porter Jr., and Deshaun Elliott. So they still have some starters that are going to come back. But I think that we'll see the Steelers defense start to take a turn as to where they've been a horrible unit the first couple of weeks.
I
And
think.
then, okay. Yeah, Jerry, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, no, I think the injuries were a major part. Like you said, Deshaun Elliott, Joey Porter Jr., those two being out makes it a lot harder for guys like Jalen Ramsey and Big Play Slay to actually do their jobs effectively and not do too much to make plays. When you have Deshaun Elliott out there with Ramsey, with Big Play Slay, Joey Porter Jr., you have all of these guys who can not only cover, but make big hits. You've seen the big hit that Ramsey had. Joey Porter Jr. has a big frame. He's a physical DB. when you have those guys that make it hard for receivers to get off of the press and off of the line, that's when you see the good things that T.J. Watt does, the good things that Highsmith does, the good things that Herbig does. Herbig had a big game last game. The pass rush doesn't happen when the receivers get open in 2 seconds because it's so simple for them to drop back, two-step drop back, release the ball, get 6-7 yards of play, and the edge rushers are getting mad because they can't get there in time, and their pass
You're
rush
getting that.
have no effort, or have no effect on tackles. Like, yes, they don't have to go against like 2 and 3 people. But that's just because people are getting open. When you don't have to put a receiver or a tight end in the chip, T.J. Watt, the chip, Alex Highsmith, that just means they're getting free releases off the ball. They don't have to worry about chipping them because it's like, hey, I'll get to my spot faster than you're gonna get to the quarterback. So there's no point for me to chip, and it doesn't matter if you go 1-on-1 because you're not gonna win the matchup anyway. So I think them getting the cornerbacks back this week will be huge. Now for the Vikings defense, the offense has to come up big this week, and that's just all I'm gonna say on the Steelers because we have a lot of other things to talk about, of course. And Gabe, I will give
Hey,
respect to your Browns and how they won that one. Not gonna lie, I'll give that respect to you. But Brian Flores is gonna come at Aaron Rodgers with a lot of defensive moves, with a lot of blitzes, with a lot of different looks. And if Rodgers doesn't get the time, it's not gonna be good.
even before I even jump into the Browns, I think Dom, you wanted to say so. How many forced fumbles did the Steelers have? How many fumble recoveries
This
did they
past
have?
week,
Yeah,
they forced 4 fumbles, recovered
four
4.
fumbles. So that's
Well,
that's freaking
and
insane.
but
And
it's
then
insane. But the thing is, it took them a game-winning touchdown to win when they forced 5 turnovers.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
the offense was I think the Steelers will eventually do something, some kind of move. They need some more playmakers. I love Calvin Austin, but I feel like that they just need a big guy that could go make plays down the
Oh yeah,
field
yeah,
because
well,
bigger frame
I just
guy.
hey, we all know my opinion on DK in this call. I think DK is a great receiver. I think he's incredibly overrated. That could be a discussion for another day. But
It
I
can
think
be.
DK, amazing red zone receiver. I think a lot of his reputation and like what people view him as in NFL comes from he's a big, fast, brolic, requise like specimen
Yeah.
that runs like a 4.5 40, 4.4 40, excuse me, not 4.5, and just gives people crazy catches. But like in terms of the route tree you can give DK and like
Yeah.
just 20 to 20, like there's a lot of guys better from inside the 20s than DK Metcalf. So I will
I will
agree,
give
like,
you credit for that. I will
bro, the
definitely give you that.
Steelers. I think the Steelers should have like, bro. I mean, I know. Okay, he retired, so now it's irrelevant. But like,
Amari
if
Cooper.
I was gonna say if they had a guy like Amari Cooper, I'm not saying it had to be Amari Cooper, but a player of that caliber, like a route technician, that's still a bigger body, catching passes over the middle, perfect for the Pittsburgh Steelers because they're already using Calvin like that. But Calvin's 5'9". Calvin, like they're putting Calvin on like post routes, routes over the middle, like not DK like routes, but he's
Yeah.
just not that big.
Hey,
It doesn't work as well.
Calvin's got that dog in him, bro. I love
He good.
Calvin.
Hey,
Calvin's a
good
very
I
third
good
know.
receiver. He'd be a
player.
He's just a
great third
small. He's just
receiver.
small. He's
He'd be
small.
a great third
No, it's not
receiver.
even that he's small. The thing about it is he's small, but he's so fast that DBs can't get a
So
hand.
fast.
But the thing is, I really hope that Aaron Rodgers' criticism of Calvin actually makes him a much better player and doesn't completely ruin his confidence. Like I fear it's going to. But another thing about DK, the only thing I will say about DK, they don't try to give him the ball enough. He had about
Mm-mm.
like 4 or 5 targets last game. He had 3 receptions, and he has 17 total targets this season. In 3 games, you target DK 17 times. That's not like okay. I get it. It may not like he may not be getting the most separation. It's DK. Throw it up a 50-50 ball. Like, come on.
Calvin probably has more targets than that, right? Like,
No,
The,
he
am
doesn't.
I wrong?
Surprisingly, DK's leading the team with 17. It's not too far behind though. He may have. Let me fact check you real quick.
I bet there's like three guys that have almost 15.
I know
So,
they're shading towards
Johnu
ZK a lot.
Johnu Smith is leading the way in receptions with 12 receptions. DK has 10. Calvin Austin has 8.
Yeah,
Calvin
like DK
Austin
has 10
has
receptions through 3 weeks, man.
Calvin Austin has 15 targets, and DK has 17. Your
And
top two
Johnu probably has about
your top
15
two
too.
receivers have 32 targets in 3 games. That's that's like 10 targets a game. You're not gonna win that way if you're only targeting your top two
For your
receivers.
top two guys.
To be
Yeah.
fair, Rogers isn't even throwing the ball. Like I think he had 23
Warren,
attempts this
Warren
past.
But
is
he doesn't have
Warren's out
time,
there
and,
toting the rock,
and
man.
it's just something that
Jalen
builds
Warren's
up.
tough.
It's just something that builds up because when you can't effectively run the ball, then edge rushers can get a free rush at Aaron, and he has less time, which means he can't get rid of the ball as much, so he'll get sacked, and then receivers.
You know what? The Steelers actually didn't give up a sack this past week. I'm
Really?
pretty
So
sure. I'm pretty sure. I saw a stat that said though that's the first week they didn't give up a sack. So
and that's something to look out for them to keep doing, keep improving on. I think the
Absolutely.
Steelers look nice. We were talking about the defense a little bit, and I wanted to give a whole shout out to just like literally a third of the entire NFL defense last week. Like, that was insane, man. I'm
Yeah.
watching Red Zone. I'm playing a dude in fantasy who's chatting because he's got Vikings defense. All it took was one half AJ Brown, one half Garrett
Yeah.
Wilson, one half Nico Collins. And that lead said, "Poof, it's
Hey,
gone,
I
it's
will
gone, it's
say
gone."
I
So
turned into a 6-year-old kid watching football for the first time when I seen back-to-back blocked field goals.
oh
One
my
from
gosh,
the
bro.
Cleveland Browns, which saved you guys, and then one from Jalen Carter or whoever it was on the Eagles. And watching Jalen Carter run back is crazy. That man is 350, and he ran 18.5 miles an hour. 18 points. When you see him in public and you say, "Hey, I could probably punch that dude and run away," no, you can't. You're not gonna get away. He will walk you down for sure.
That, bro, that guy's getting you on like the third step. You're
Like,
totally
and his face was so still. He was just like,
okay. You're also an absolute maniac if you see
absolutely.
Jalen
Yeah,
Carter on the street and you have any thoughts about punching that guy. You've been in plenty of street fights. If you're walking down the street and you want hands with Jalen
yeah,
Carter, you're a maniac, bro. So the one thing I'll say too is we talked about defense. You talked about the game winners. You guys both got to talk about the Steelers, whether you guys watched the game or not. The Browns, man, we're garbage, but I have a special place in my heart for beating the Green Bay Packers because my buddy Owen loves the Packers, and just because, bro, going into the game, I thought it was like I thought we had zero chance of winning the football game, absolutely zero. Like I was joking around the whole week, calling everybody, asking what they think their score prediction is going to be, and they're like, they could be like 42-7. And I'm like, maybe 35-10. Like maybe we might score 10 points,
No
lose by
faith in the game.
25. Yeah, no faith in the game whatsoever. But like, dude, if the Browns defense or the offense was as good as the Browns defense, we would be a playoff team without a doubt.
Oh,
Without
for
a doubt.
sure,
Like,
for sure.
and
They'd be one of the better teams in the league.
the defense is without Owusu-Koramoah is one of the best tacklers in the NFL. For anybody at home who doesn't know about Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, if he ever plays
not me.
football again, get woke. He's got a neck injury, so get well, JOK.
Yeah,
Emerson's out right now. Emerson's out for the whole entire season. He's one of the best third cornerbacks in the whole NFL.
all you need is
Mason
that one
Graham's not
guy.
even developed yet. Carson Schwessinger's not even developed yet. Those are already two of our best defensive players. And then obviously you got Miles Garrett, Denzel Ward. So like
That's your one
the
guy.
defense, absolutely insane on the defensive line. Anybody who thinks that the Browns and the Packers had some like, did you guys see the report about how people thought the Packers were on some like insider like betting? You guys see that? How they're investigating them for that?
No,
No,
Yes, there was like a side report where everybody, the Browns won a football game. Let's run a federal investigation on if the Packers were cheating with
no,
it
I
lottery
had
and
didn't
to
see
be
that.
stuff.
That's
something that
funny.
went
Dude,
on
look it up.
behind the
Look it up
scenes.
after this episode. They literally tried to run an investigation that the NFL was looking into in terms of them cheating because they were trying to say that Jordan Love's throw to Delpit that got picked on their last drive was like so bad that they had to be like
You just didn't see him
involved
drop
in
back into
something.
coverage. That's all, Jordan, and that's why I don't trust Jordan Love. But he just didn't drop. He just didn't show
Hey,
up. But no,
you
one
did
thing,
say that last week.
one thing I will say, about your Browns defense, Miles Garrett will run you as far as he can, and the fact that you guys held them when your offense got stopped at the one It was first and goal, and you guys got stopped for I don't know if it was 3 points if you guys get the field goal or you guys got no points. But I texted the group chat and I was like, Green Bay has the best defense, and then you guys went out and shut them down in the fourth quarter, and I'm like, I'm about to shut up there.
Mm,
I'm about to shut
Yeah,
up.
the
Yeah,
Browns, man, they were
very good.
hungry, and then we're gonna come out next week, probably get destroyed, and I'm gonna come back down to earth. But for right now, up until Sunday happens at like around 4 p.m., I'll be able to celebrate what currently is happening, so it's fine. It's all good. And then I think so. We saw Browns, we saw the Steelers, excuse me. So that's our two teams in this call. But one of the things I think, a couple of the teams we really wanted to talk about, I guess, we brought it up briefly, but why is Daniel Jones right now like the second coming of Jesus Christ wearing a football jersey? Like
Yeah.
what is going on with Daniel Jones? Why what did he do? What did he do?
Daniel Jones is not money motivated. Not
Daniel Jones.
He already
Daniel
got his
Jones.
bag.
I was literally gonna say, Dom. He already got his bag. He got his one playoff
He's just
win.
there to
Like the
ball now.
what did
yeah.
he get that year? Like $40 million from the Giants. Am
He
I
might
true?
have
I
got
think it
it
was
was
No,
legitimately like
you
40
did.
million.
yeah.
I
He's
think it
at
was
40 a
40
year.
million.
40 a year.
And then now he's on 10 million a year, and then he's on the Colts, and he's just going absolutely nuts. Like the
Yeah.
Colts is the weirdest, I think, underdog story I've seen in the NFL in the last few years because I don't know about you guys. I personally think the Colts are going to continue to be good, and I don't know like why I can't
Yeah.
put my finger
Yeah.
on like what is going to lead them to be continually good. I
It's their
just have a
division.
feeling that they're going to still be good.
It's it's their division, and there's a couple of things that make the Colts really good. For one, they went up against the Broncos, the Titans, and the Dolphins. Combined
Yeah, that's
0-8
fair.
record. Those teams are not good, but they look great doing it, and they had no expectations coming in. Daniel Jones had no
Yeah.
expectations, and a lot of people thought AR5 should have been starting over him. Now they have the number one. They have the number one offense, averaging 425 yards a game. 425 yards a game.
Ugh,
They're
disgusting.
averaging 34 points a game. That's tied for number two in the league. And then they have a top 10 defense. Arguably, they allowed the fifth least yards per game. They're in top eight in both the rushing and passing yards allowed. And then they only average 18.7 points a game. Putting up 34 and averaging 18 is going to get you a lot of wins. And in a division with the Jags, the struggling Texans, and the Titans, who don't know who they are this year, they may be the threat to kick my Jags out of the division for sure.
Which, like, who would have thought in the first place? Like, when we did our preseason thing, so this is one of the episodes we didn't even drop for you guys, but in like our preseason predictions episode, Jeremiah chose Jaguars. Dom, did you switch from
I
Texans to
took the Jag.
Jaguars?
Yeah, I took the Jags.
And I took the Texans. And the Texans are 0-3. They look absolutely garbage. I didn't even expect the Texans to be amazing, but I just figured how could you not be better than the Colts, the Jaguars, and the
Yeah.
Titans?
Titans.
Dom,
And
are you
now the
giving up on the
Colts.
Jags?
Am I giving up on the Jags?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Good. I'm
No,
not either. I'm not either.
Brian
Again,
Thomas has looked so bad. He's you can't tell me he's not good at football.
Gabe, you gotta
He's
fix your phone, man.
I
Fix
was
your
in the
phone
mid.
now.
I saw it was yeah, it
um
was fixing up, bro.
here's what I'll say about the Colts though. I don't know if they'll be as successful down the stretch because like you said, they haven't played the best teams so far. But I mean, you can't deny what they've done at all. I mean, they're making it look easy. They didn't punt the ball until what? Halfway through the third week, is that right? Or something like that? They didn't
Yeah,
punt the ball the first 2 weeks. I mean, that's just like insane. And like you said, Daniel Jones, I honestly, I'm thinking about it and I'm like, let's look at the Giants real quick because how come everyone that leaves the Giants is just
excuse me.
going elsewhere and becoming crazy? I mean, Saquon left and he had the craziest season last year.
Yeah.
And then there goes Daniel Jones. Everyone thinks Daniel Jones is like he's almost out of the league type bad. He was a third string for the Vikings did he get cut or did he get traded last
So
year?
he Last year, before going to the Vikings, he was cut. He was not traded, I don't
That
think.
so that's also why he's not money motivated because he's still making bread from the Giants. They're paying him big money, and he's not even on the team. But
That contract, I think, is officially up. I think they paid the
is
rest
it
of his
Yeah, it
contract
might have
last
been.
year,
Yeah,
and then
okay?
this year when he went to
yeah,
the Colts, he signed. I think he signed a 1 year, 10 million with
Okay,
player incentives, so that he can have a good year and then have a earn it
that makes
contract, make
sense.
money
yeah,
next
But
year.
I thought it was really kind of funny because the Steelers kind of did that last year with Russell Wilson. I thought it was like kind of
Exactly.
the same thing.
Exactly.
But it's kind of, but yeah, I don't know. The Giants are a mess. That's a whole different topic. I think we're going to talk about them here soon. But um, yeah, as for the Colts and Daniel Jones, I guess we'll just see, right? If he keeps it up. I mean, so far you can't say. I don't think he's turned the ball over. That's another thing. I don't think he's turned the ball over
no,
once.
no, he hasn't. He's the
So
first quarterback to have 3 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns in his first 3 games with no turnovers.
see, and
Yeah.
I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due, and Daniel Jones and the Colts are doing it right now.
Dude,
So
I
I
I'm
will say,
watched the games, and Daniel Jones, like, just like it looks like after him being with the Vikings, I will say legitimately, Kevin O'Connell is actually a quarterback whisperer. Like that is real, dude.
yeah,
That is
yeah,
real. Like quarterbacks come out of that system and they just like have a whole new understanding of football. Like Daniel Jones looks like he read a 5,000 page book about football
yeah,
over the off season and just like memorized it and read it every day. Like that's literally what it
literally.
looks like. Like he
Yeah,
looks like a completely different quarterback. He makes the right plays. He doesn't look like on the Giants. Oh my God. Remember how much that guy would roll out
yeah,
and throw a moon ball
just miss.
into
Yeah,
nothing, or try and use his legs too much. And then you got the play where he's slipping at the 8 yard line when he's got a 90 yard rushing touchdown. Like he just looked like a goofball.
yeah.
And then now Daniel Jones looks like an experienced NFL quarterback that deserves a $30 to $40 million contract per year next year if
And
he
just,
keeps playing the way that he's playing.
looks like Josh Allen right now.
bro, the thing about it, you
like,
you you give him a $10 million contract and you can build around him. When you give him a $40 million contract, you can't build around him as much. He's probably one of those quarterbacks where you can't pay him max money because he's not going to give you max production like a Josh Allen will. But you give him a solid amount of money. You tell him, hey, run your game, do what you do. I'm going to provide you a system and players around you that make you great, and you're going to be fine. And Kevin O'Connell is definitely a quarterback whisperer, without a doubt. Josh Dobbs had a
yeah, I was gonna say
Thursday, a
Josh.
Friday, a Saturday to get ready for a Sunday night or a Sunday afternoon game, and he won that game with like 2 or 3 touchdowns. And then you have Sam Darnold, who everyone thought was a bust because he was seeing ghosts in New York, and then he went to Carolina and he was with Baker, and they decided, you know what, we're gonna make our own path. He did his way in Tampa. Sam Darnold went to Kevin O'Connell, had the best season of his career, and got paid like crazy. So Kevin O'Connell for sure is gonna do his thing. And when he bails on JJ, it's not because it was his fault. It's because JJ wasn't a thought.
I have a legit question. I'll start with Dom. Do you think Daniel Jones is the starting quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts next year? At this current point, do you think he goes? The Colts actually, by the way, have so much. I don't even know what their exact cap number is. I can only imagine they have cap space to work with. All they have is JT Pittman. Downs is still on a rookie deal. Pierce is still on a rookie deal. Warren's on a rookie deal. I think Nelson is expensive. Other
Everyone's
than
still
him,
young.
Ryan Kelly. Other than like him and Ryan Kelly on the line, they don't really have a lot. So like, I think they have money to work with too.
Yeah, I don't even know how much. What's crazy is 30 mil for a quarterback isn't even, and it isn't even crazy anymore. Um, Justin Fields is on a $20 million contract, but the thing I don't think I believe in AR anymore at all. Like I'm the guy that loves to sit and wait on guys, especially
But even if
quarterbacks.
that's the case, do you think that Dan, just regardless if
Yeah,
AR
and
is
that's what I
there
was.
or not,
Yeah, no,
do you
I
think
think
Daniel
AR will
Jones
still
is
be.
starting for the Colts next year?
AR will probably still be there, but I do think there is a possibility he could be the starting quarterback for the Colts. I do. And
He
I feel
could
like they could get him on a decently, like they might sign him to a 2 year, $35 to $40 million maybe a little bit more
he'd
than
get
that.
more
But
than Fields did this
I
year if he'd
I
get
would think,
30 to
yeah, I would think
40
so. Yeah, I would think so.
easy.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I think that is a possibility. I guess we have to just see how good the Colts are, and if they think it's worth it to bring a guy like that back in. Like, how good is your team, and does that elevate your team, or do we just go draft another quarterback and just wait and maybe sign some other key pieces that we need to our team? I guess it's yet to see. But as of right now, I can definitely see that as a possibility.
Jeremiah, what you think?
I think so. The thing is, he's not going to have the success going on throughout the entirety of the year. That's just not something people do. And if Daniel Jones does it, we're in an entirely different reality. But he will be very, very good this year. And when I say very, very good, I mean contending for a division, borderline 4,000 yard passer with 30 touchdowns, 30 total touchdowns for sure with his rushing.
That earns you 30 to $40 million in a starting job somewhere, whether it's on the Colts or not.
Somewhere,
But it
right?
should be the Colts, and the
Colts
main
might be the
reason
best fit.
why,
That's it's what I'm saying.
the main reason why, you have Daniel Jones operating that offense the way he is. It's a stable offense. It's a consistent offense. Shane Steichen doesn't have to worry about getting his defense ready for any situation because Anthony Richardson can't complete a pass. And when he does, mind you, it's magical. The pass that he threw, sliding off of his back foot, and just launched it like I don't know how many yards.
He's got an arm for sure.
He has an amazing arm, and he has such good escapability. Jesus Christ, and it makes you such a great prospect. You can see why he went number 5. They just don't have the time to wait for somebody because their division's so open. If you're the Browns, for example, right? You draft 2 quarterbacks because you want to figure out who's going to be better in 5 years when your division is less competitive. When you're in a division that is wide open, you don't have time to wait because the Jags can get their offense together at any point. Cam Ward's going to look good next year and the year after. And if D'Amico Ryans can get the Houston Texans back on track, you're cooked. This is right now the time to where you need to consistently have an offense that can operate, that can put up big points, that can win you shootout games, or that can just make sure that everything goes well in the operation and doesn't allow any turnovers. 1 punt in 3 games is insane. And when you don't have to put your defense on the field like that, and they can essentially be cheerleaders, it's an incredible feeling. He will definitely be there next year. I see him signing like a 2-3 year deal, something like a 3 year $90 million deal like Darnold had last or this
Something
year.
like that. Something
Yeah,
like that.
I don't think he'll get Baker money. Well, he might just because the
Baker
inflation.
actually, bro, believe it or not, Sam Darnold makes more money than Baker because Baker signed his deal before the salary cap increased. So they got Baker
Oh,
for 3 years, 90. Sam Darnold's on like a 3 year, 101 million or something like that. So he
Baker's
actually
really?
gonna
makes a
get
few more
paid,
million
bro.
Yeah,
dollars.
no,
Yeah,
I
Bake next
definitely.
contract is getting 50 a
He's
year.
getting
Yeah, for
paid.
sure. So Daniel might not get the 40 that he got in New York. He definitely might get 25 to 30 over the next 3 years and be like, hey, let's see what happens. Like, might as well.
I
Yeah.
I asked that question because I think Daniel Jones, like I said, the way he's playing, I don't know. It's like he just looks like a completely different football player. I've seen him chill from like contending for an MVP. But
Mhm.
like you said, Jerry, I could easily see him throwing for 4,000 yards, 30
Yeah.
touchdowns. And if you're the Colts, and think about if you're in the Colts position as well next year. So I don't even know if they have their first round pick right now. But if they do, if they actually have Daniel Jones playing at a 4,000 yard, 30 touchdown clip, they're going to be so good to the point where their pick's not the best to draft another quarterback. Like there's a lot of quarterbacks next year's draft, but there's a lot of teams that need a quarterback. If you're the Colts, I don't know. If you're sitting around pick 20, do you pick another quarterback or do you take Daniel Jones and say we can actually win games right now and then try and go use it for something else?
They have
Yeah, do
one
they
first.
have their first?
They have one first round pick, and they have 2 second round picks. Now, question mark. Question for you guys. Like, I know this isn't on the schedule. If you
All
could
good.
move, if you could move AR and a second round pick, would you? If you're keeping Daniel Jones.
Move him for a second round pick or with
He's
a
staying
second round
with a
pick?
With a
second
second
round
round
pick.
pick. If you can get
Like
a
for
first round
what?
pick back and you move like a second or a third round
Oh,
pick with AR.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
AR, see you,
Because
buddy.
I think
Yeah,
honestly, AR doesn't want to sit after he was starting and basically got beat out for the job and he's
he needs to
I
do
don't know where
something.
AR is gonna start anywhere. I'm gonna be honest. Like
Yeah,
I
Nah,
I
don't
don't
know
think
where
he's
he
gonna
would.
start. I think he can compete. A team like the Saints, a team like the
yeah, that's
Saints.
Cowboys.
true. The Saints are
I think
horrible.
he can compete with Bryce Young. I do.
No, see
Whoa,
that's a little too
nah,
far.
too far.
Y'all don't
Count
think
on
Sleep
so?
on
Bryce.
Bryce.
Too
Why?
Sleep
far,
on Bryce.
bro. Too
Why?
far. He could. Hey, I got one for y'all. I got one for y'all. Hey, next year, who's gone on the shirt? That's on Dom's hoodie. Next year, who's gone?
Aaron Rodgers. But the
It's a
Steelers I
second
think
round
are
and a
going to
first round.
probably draft a quarterback, but also I guess we'll just see how the rest of the season pans out. Aaron Rodgers might be back.
Hey, this year I talked about with my manager at my old job, certified ball knower. Shout out Evan Greenberg. Love Evan Greenberg.
Sounds like
He
an ass.
talked about a lot of the teams that like there are quarterbacks right now though where if they don't play well, their job is not secure at all. Just
No,
Fields doesn't play well. He's gone. T-Law doesn't play well. He's gone. The Steelers have Rodgers.
no, they're not gonna let
Rodgers
go of
on
T
one
Law.
year. He's probably gone.
T Law's
Okay,
making
who are
$55 million. They're not gonna let him go.
and then what are some of the other teams? But those were like the three main ones of like watch
Tua,
out for them. Or if
Tua's
the
contract might be
Seahawks don't,
expired.
if Sam Darnold doesn't do good with the Seahawks, Seahawks could be looking for Raiders, Geno Smith. They could be looking for somebody else. So there's a handful of teams that could definitely use a
You didn't
quarterback if
even
they don't
say the
play well.
Browns. Is what's funny.
Shit, that's hilarious. Cleveland Browns.
They don't.
I
No,
know the Cleveland
I don't.
Browns need a quarterback.
I don't see you
They've
guys in
needed
Man.
a
the Super
quarterback
Bowl
since you
though.
were born,
I
Gabe.
don't see you guys in the
Oh,
Super Bowl.
and well, there was a short couple year span there where we had a guy that looked pretty good.
His name Baker Mayfield. Look at
Baker
him.
Mayfield.
I think he enjoys Florida much better than Cleveland.
I think he probably does too.
He
You said
definitely
who?
does.
You said AR belongs in Cleveland. Is that what you
No,
said?
I said
No.
he probably enjoys Tampa, Florida more than he enjoys Cleveland.
Oh man, of course
But
he does.
we are
Of
getting off
course he
track.
does.
Hey, we are
And
getting off track.
Yeah, what's
among
next?
teams that have quarterbacks didn't have one last year, the New York Giants. It is the start of a new era, fellas. I actually want to talk about the New York Giants, even though the Giants are absolutely garbage, awful, poop,
Damn.
Garbage.
Browns level, garbage. Jackson Dart, heavily believe in Jackson Dart. Cam Scattaboo, heavily believe in Cam Scattaboo. The Giants all of a sudden have like a long a longest yard guards backfield, if you will. If you guys know what I'm getting at here,
Uh,
everybody knows,
uh,
right? Longest shout out, longest yard too. Great
great
movie.
movie.
Cam
Great movie.
Scattaboo, Jackson Dart. I'm incredibly excited for real to see what they have. On a side note, this doesn't even have to be part of the discussion, but Malik Neighbors should never be having two receptions in an NFL football game, by the way. That should just never be happening. I think when Jackson Dart comes into the game, Jackson Dart is going to make sure Malik Neighbors gets more than two receptions in every single NFL game that he plays in together with them for the rest of his career. Malik Neighbors going to be absolutely insane. I think we see him go on the up with Dart. I think Scattaboo is on the up with Dart. I'm sad. Everybody at home, I'm just gonna keep giving fantasy updates through the season. I don't care if you guys care or not. I made a trade last week where I threw Cam Scatabo as like a throw in before the Tyrone Tracy injury
Shake my head.
because I was getting elite players, and now I'm incredibly upset. But I
Who
still
did you
want to see
get?
Cam Scatabo ball. So I guess this is kind of just an open discussion.
Who did you
But
get?
what do you guys expect to see from Jackson Dart? What do you expect to see from Cam Scatabo? It's a new era for the Giants. You guys believe in them and their future going forward.
Gabe, who did you get?
Who'd I get? Okay, I'll tell you the trade. So I did it. I did it over a week ago. I did it about a week ago. It was before the Thursday night game last week, where the Bills played the
Dolphins, yeah.
Dolphins. Dolphins. It was before the Bills Dolphins game. So I traded away. This one hurts OSU to my heart. Where I traded away Jack Smith and Jigba, and then the other player I traded away was I traded away Devon Achan. Now I traded away Jackson Smith and Jigba because and yeah, Jerry's already like, ew, gross. I trade away Jack Smith and Jigba
Mm.
because I have Justin Jefferson, I have Tyreek Hill, I have Romo Dunze. I didn't even want to give JSN. I didn't even want to give JSN. I wanted to trade Tyreek or Rome. But I gave I'll just run the trade through. Sorry. I'm making this I can make this 20-minute segment why I did this trade. Jack Smith and
Mm.
Jigba, Devon Achan, Cam Scatterbo, Tyler Murray. That's the four players I gave. I got in return Lamar Jackson and James Cook, which right now I lose that trade. It looks like I lose that trade, but only because of the Scatterbo thing. I gave Kyler as a throw in. I needed a quarterback because Burrow was on my team. He got hurt. I have three receivers that are good. My backfield stays James Cook, Brees Hall, and I still have Judkins and a couple other running backs on my bench. And then now my receivers are just Jefferson, Tyreek, Rome, and I have Lamar. Lamar's 30 points every week. I need Lamar's an upgrade over Burrow. So I got a quarterback. I got a running back. Receivers are still good. Team's fine.
Right now,
Team's
you
great.
only lost because Tyrone Tracy went down. Yeah.
Literally just Scatterboo. If Scatterboo was at the value he was at earlier, it's like,
Yeah.
I kind
Cat's
of
gonna
like
eat.
him, but Lamar, now Scat's going to eat.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that leads us in, Dom. How's Scat going to eat, man? What's he going to be doing, bro?
Well, now that he's gonna be the main back there, and without Tyrone Tracy eating into carries, I mean, we saw what he did last week. For what
Screwed.
he's just an absolute beast. He's a
Yes.
hard runner.
Yeah,
I
he's
would
CTE
hate
maxing. He's CTE
I don't care
maxing.
how big you are on defense. I would hate to see that man barreling down on me. Like I'm just like he runs so hard, and he's dropping his shoulder every single time. He's not going around you. He's coming. He's going to try to go through you. I love Cam Scatterbo. I think he's going to be great. Jackson Dart. I don't think it's anything. I don't think it's like I don't think he's going to be good or anything like that. I think Jackson Dart has a great future, but I think that the Giants are doing him a disservice by throwing him into the fire. Um, I mean, like we kind of talked last week about the Patriots being scared to put in Drake May last year. I'd be a lot more scared, honestly, to put Jackson Dart in there at this point.
Against the
Yeah,
Chargers, he
the
wasn't bad.
Giants' O line is horrible. I don't doubt that like
Andrew
he will
Thomas
do.
is back at least, so good for that.
That's
But
true. They missed on Evan Neal. I know that. I know that one hurts.
that's old news, man.
That's I know that's tough. But I'm just saying, like, it's not like they haven't tried to build like a line. They just haven't hit on guys for the most part.
Thomas.
Yeah, that was a good one. But yeah, Jackson Dart. I don't think it's necessarily as much of Russell Wilson's fault as they're making it to be. Russ isn't what he used to be. No question. I think if Russ goes to the Bengals, like I've seen some Russ to the Bengals talk, I think that Russ would do pretty
Yeah,
well on the
but
Bengals.
I think if any top 35 quarterback was on the Bengals, they could throw for 300 yards on any given
Yeah.
week.
I mean, this past week, Jake Browning, who was viewed as a very good backup, just threw like he did horrible.
Yeah, but
But I
that's
don't
my
know.
point.
He
He
was
had
horrible
games where
week
he's
one with
throwing for
3 picks.
350 on the
He
He
had
did
three
Bengals.
horrible
picks
last
today.
week. Yeah, but anyways, I do think that Jackson Dart will be good. I think it's going to take him some time. I don't think he'll have as much success this year as for future years to come. Yeah, I think he'll probably struggle a little bit here and there. He might not even start the rest of the year. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. Mr. Winston, I guess it depends if Jameis Winston gets traded or not, but they might, if he's not doing well at all, they might try to say, okay, let's just hold out for a year and try this again next year. But Giants are they're just a pit fire. It's going to be hard for any quarterback to do well.
I feel like for the case of Dart, before Jerry says real quick, I think Dart is actually, I think, going to produce decently off the rip. I think it depends who they play, though. I haven't looked at their schedule, especially if they have like a good, like an easy matchup next week. Obviously, the
They
onus
don't.
is not all on
Chargers.
Russ. The line is really, really bad. But I think last game, I was like just looking at the fantasy app, and it was like third quarter. I was watching the game too live. Russell Wilson, I think it was towards the end of the third quarter, had 39 passing yards, and he was like 3 for 10 or 3 for 11, and he had two
Yeah.
picks. He had two picks, and I'm watching the game, and it's like, yeah, you're doing Jackson Dart a disservice. I feel like by putting him in so early, but at the same time, you're doing a disservice as a football team if you leave Russell Wilson in the football game. Like you cannot have your quarterback through three quarters throw 39 yards, two picks, and you leave him out there. So that's my opinion. I think Dart might surprise some people off the rip. We already know we're going to get from Scattaboo if he doesn't have CTE by week 5. But
Yeah.
he's he looks like he'll be pretty good. So yeah, Jerry, what you think?
Um, I'll do Scatterboo first, just because everybody's loving Scatterboo now. Scatterboo's like one of those people that are becoming hard to not love, especially when he's screaming in day balls, press conferences, and stuff like that. It's amazing. He's your perfect prototypical running back that you want. High energy, but when he's on the field, he's running through you. Like Dom said, he's not going around you. He's gonna go through you. And everybody at the draft said that this guy was doing it at Arizona State against all these weak teams. He's not going to come to the NFL and do that. He's coming to the NFL and wants to run over these D tackles and these linebackers. Like, he's not dodging smoke whatsoever. And the thing about Jackson Dart, I will say, I don't think barring any injury, God forbid he gets injured at all this season, I don't think you sit him at all if you put him in right now, and I'll just tell you why based off the schedule. The next 5 weeks, no, the next 6 weeks are brutal, right? You have the Chargers defense, which is a really physical defense, right? They don't have Khalil Mack, but they still have Bosa and everybody else. That's going to be tough. You get a cakewalk with the Saints. That's going to be your confidence week for Jackson Dart. He can run around, he can make plays, he can do all that week. Then you have the Eagles, Denver, Eagles, Niners. That's gonna be brutal. The brutal 4 week
That's
stretch where everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, is Jackson Dart him? Like he's making all these plays, but he looks like this in certain areas. He's inconsistent. Blah blah blah." You get around those, right? December comes around. You have week 14 bye. That week 14 bye, if he's still starting, he's gonna have the best end of the season. Well, not the best end of the season. I'm not gonna say it that far, but he's gonna have a really good end of the season that a rookie should have. He's playing the Commanders, Vikings, Raiders, Cowboys. All winnable games. Commanders defense does not look that good this year.
Vikings defense, Brian Flores,
Vikings defense
always.
looks good. It's gonna give him problems, but it's the end of the season, right? He's getting more comfortable in the NFL. And then you have the Raiders and you have the Cowboys. If Jackson Dart can show that he's faster than edge rushers and he can make plays outside the pocket, he'll be fine. He's gonna have his bad games and things like that, and he's not gonna look well in a lot of them, but he'll be fine. The thing about Neighbors last game, and I agree with Dom, it wasn't all on Russ. The Chiefs made it an effort to let anybody else beat them except Neighbors, and every single time it's either two or three defenders
Oh,
shadowing Neighbors
Scattaboo.
to the point where it's like you have to give it to Scattaboo. You have to give it to other receivers because if you throw it to them, it's just going to be another pick. If you throw it to Neighbors like he did at the end of the game because he was just like, you know what, I'm just going to do it because I don't have any room left anyway to work with. He's going to throw it up. He's going to get picked. The Chiefs made it an effort for Neighbors not to beat him, and that's exactly what they did. And that's why Jackson Dart started.
And that's so true. When I was watching the game and I'm like thinking about it, I just traded Scattaboo for fantasy too. I'm like, dude, I mean he can't be getting this many checkdowns the whole season, right? Like and
Maybe though.
that's the vibe I was getting though. I was like, oh my goodness. Like if Neighbors is lock, I mean, they got Scattaboo, they got Wandale. Like
Who do you else
that's
have? Wandale Robinson's a good number two, but who else do you have to throw to?
yeah, but Wandale's just gonna get Wandale's like, oh my god, I was talking
Yo,
about
whatever
today.
happened to Jalen Hyatt, bro?
He just
Just
the thing
poof.
about
Came to
Hyatt,
the league,
Oof.
won the
he
Blitnikoff,
wasn't
and
big enough.
poof.
He
Hey,
wasn't big
you
enough.
know
It was
what's
too
funny?
physical.
As a Browns fan, I did have a biased opinion. I'm not going to lie, but I always preach when Hyatt got drafted. Cedric Tillman is not a great NFL receiver, but he's definitely better than Jalen
Cedric is
Hyatt.
good. Don't you dare sleep
Definitely,
on Cedric
definitely,
Tillman.
He's an
definitely better than
amazing
Jalen
fantasy
Hyatt.
wide
He
receiver.
was he was picked around later than Jalen Hyatt, and when Jalen Hyatt got the Blitnikoff, Cedric Tillman was the number one receiver on Tennessee before Hyatt broke out and Tillman got hurt. And I always said, "Yo, watch out, Cedric Tillman." And now Cedric
Tillman's a
Tillman.
good player. Don't you dare
He
sleep
is.
on Tillman.
He's a
It's your own
he's a
guy.
startable. No, no, no. I just said he's not great. I said he's not great. Not say he's not a solid
I
NFL
mean,
wide
he's not
receiver.
elite. He's a pretty good.
He's a
He would
good
chill on
NFL
my
wide
prime
receiver.
time
He would
bench
be a
prime
top 3 on any
skills.
team in the league. I can almost
If he
guarantee
was
it.
on an offense that wasn't absolute garbage, he'd probably put up close to like 800, 900 yards, low
He's
key.
a good player. I like Cedric.
Solid NFL receiver. So we talked a little bit about the New York Giants now. I think we can all say the New York Giants, pretty garbage. High hopes for Jackson Dart Camp Scadaboo. Can be very good in the future. We'll see if they keep it up this year right away. One of the teams that's also struggling, but was not supposed to be absolute dog poop, Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow's gone, Jake Browning, absolutely disastrous week. Jamar Chase can't get any valid targets. Chase Brown has carries where he's 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage before he even has a path to run through. And Zach Taylor is awful. The defense is bad. God, I don't know, man. Bengals are not looking too hot whatsoever.
Are they the worst 2-1 team?
I didn't even know they're
Dude,
two and
they're
one. They
2-1.
are.
They started out 2-0.
Yeah, they're
Or 2 weeks
the
ago.
Texans are better than the Bengals, and they're 0-3. So I don't know, man. I don't know,
about that.
man.
I honestly
Who
don't know.
wants to start off again? Open discussion. Everybody follows the Bengals at home. I feel like at least a little bit. It's a team that you want to like. Like I want the Bengals to succeed, even when
No,
Joe
you
Burrow's
don't.
not there.
Yeah.
Even as a Browns, I don't have any beef with the Bengals. I have no beef with the Bengals.
I think it's kind of hilarious. I'm not gonna.
Okay, say. Go ahead, bro.
No,
Go ahead.
obviously I'm not a Bengals fan because I'm a Steelers fan, but non-biased opinion. At the beginning of the season, also when we did our rankings, Gabe, you had the Bengals making the playoffs, where
I did. I feel like if Joe
Did
Burrow was
not.
still around, they would.
I knew from the beginning, even though like their offense is so good, that defense is like, and what's crazy is the defense played pretty well the first couple weeks, but I always knew it was gonna burn and crumble here soon. My thing is, I guess the question I kind of have for like all of us eventually is, do we even think Joe Burrow is going to play again this year? Because I personally, I really don't. I think the Bengals are going to be in the position where they don't. He's coming back with 4 or 5 games left or something like that, and they're going to be in a position where it's like we either have to win all these and like have maybe a chance to get in, or we just don't have a chance at all. So I don't see Joe Burrow coming back again this year. I see the Bengals struggling. I feel like they need a trade for a quarterback. Offense should be good. Offense should be great. T. Higgins hasn't really gotten anything going. Jamar Chase has that one good week 2. Like you said, Chase Brown, a non-existent first couple weeks. So that team's
Not
got
his
a
fault,
lot.
in my opinion. Not his fault.
No, but the O-line's bad too. But that's what I'm saying. Like they have a lot more issues than like we're even. I think we're
Joe
realizing.
Burrow keeps you floating above water, and when Joe's gone, you're on ground floor.
And not only that, it's like we talked about. You sink so much money into 3 guys, and those 3 guys are a big part of your team. I'm not like denying that at all. But then
Trey got his money. 4 guys.
I guess 4. You're right. Now it's 4. It's like it's hard to fill in guys around that when you have 4 guys making 50% a year. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely agree with everything you said, except for them having a good offense, and I'll get to that in a second. The thing about their payroll, you have 3 out of the 4 guys, like you said, they depend on each other. Joe Burrow depends on Chase and T. Higgins to get open, and Chase and T depend on Joe Burrow to be there. When Joe Burrow's not there, that money's wasted because not only do you spend all that money on dependable positions, you don't have money to surround them with key players on positions that help that position. For example, like we all talk about Joe Burrow's injury. Joe Burrow's been injured every single year because they don't have a good line. They never had a good line ever. Their first year, everybody said, "Oh, he could be a great quarterback once he gets a good O line." He's a great quarterback. Doesn't have a great O line. I don't know how he does it every single year. He's not going to come back this year. One thing being, even if they're around, like let's say they're 2 games behind 500, right? Now you have the Ravens, who obviously are still going to be good, and the Steelers. Those 2 are going to be battling for top spots. You put Joe in the middle of December when it's cold and
My camera's sneaking up on me all the time, bro. I'm sorry. It's cracking me up, dude.
Okay. Well, we're not going to talk about it. It'll just be something that, the viewers skip over. But no, like when you have that type of circumstance that you're going to have to come back into, and with a team that, again, you're not going to have a good O-line at the end of the season, you're still not going to have a good season to where, like, you're just going to pack it up for next season. And the thing about their offense, I was going to say, their rushing offense is horrible. and when I mean horrible, I mean like absolutely atrocious. Chase Brown is their leader with 93 rushing yards. No, yes, 93 rushing yards total this season through 3 games. Their running production has had 147 yards this season through 3 games. That's not even 50 yards a game rushing. And Chase Brown's
Yes.
averaging 2 yards a carry. That's not gonna get it done at all. Like when you don't have a running game to complement your passing game, which is already horrible because you don't have Burrow anymore. It doesn't make sense. Like your offensive line is the most important thing right now, and you have no money catered to it.
And that's kind of what I figured you were going to get at when you said, when Dom was like, well, they have a good offense. You're like, I'm going to get to that. It's like
Really, they
kind of the
just have good
dynamic.
offensive weapons.
Yeah, it's just the dynamic of you have all these skill position
It's
guys, but
all
when Joe Burrow
dependable.
goes down and Joe Burrow goes down
Yeah,
all the time, it makes that money less valid. And then on top of that, if your chain of command goes, okay, we want our offense to run efficiently because we have Joe Burrow throwing to all these weapons. It feels like the Bengals mindset should be we need an offensive lineman to protect Joe Burrow so he can throw it to these weapons
at
because Joe's
least get
such
a
an elite
really good
quarterback.
left tackle.
And it's like that's kind of just what happens. I talked about this with Dom the other day. I think the Chicago Bears, they looked great last week against the Cowboys, but the Chicago Bears are almost in a similar spot. Like they did get some O-line this offseason. I will say that. I will say that they did. Or no, I was talking about it with the Raiders. Sorry, the Raiders. So the Raiders is like almost an opposite thing. Where like the Raiders, they want their offense to revolve around Genty, and they didn't invest in any O-linemen.
Yeah,
Like it's the same thing where your team, you have that mindset of where I want it to be, and you need an offensive line. And like 99% of NFL teams have that in mind, and they know this, and they spend money on this. And for some reason, the Bengals are just like, nah, I don't really feel like it. And the Raiders are kind of like, nah, I don't really feel like it.
It's kind of unfortunate. Like in the preseason, it was almost like you don't want any guys to get hurt, but it was almost like foreshadowing watching second stringers run through the Bengals O line, sacking Joe Burrow like we're in the middle of the season. Like it's just kind of sad. He's getting sacked like that. So it's almost like it was
Joe
just written in the
Burrow,
stars.
I saw this thing too. It's really similar. I mean, Joe Burrow's approaching 29 years old here soon.
It's sad.
Andrew Luck retired at the age of 29, approaching 30 years old. And Joe Burrow's had 3 season-ending injuries already, and he's not even. I think, like I said, I think he's approaching 29 years old. He's not even 29 years old
Sad,
yet.
I
dude.
don't think he's
He's
gonna
such a
So
good
retire.
player. So
I don't
sad.
think he's gonna retire.
such an elite.
I think he'll definitely like make them get him either offensive line help or make them trade him. When you have this many ankle injuries, this many knee injuries in your 20s, what are you gonna look like in your mid 30s? Like when you're 34 and you're 35, you can't move at all because you have all these things wrong with you. And when you can't move in the offense that is consistently more mobile, where you need more of a mobile quarterback, he's not gonna look the same in 5 years when he can't run. So
It
And
hopefully,
really
Burrow
is
should play into
legitimately
his
sad.
30s for sure. He should definitely be able to play into
he
his mid
But it,
30s
should.
just with his
And look
arm
at the
talent
Bengals right
alone.
now; they play
bro, the
into their
luck thing
40s.
though, the luck thing really just made me feel like that's really such a similar situation because it like I don't know. There's some players who you can just like look at them and tell how much that guy loves football and loves to compete. And like Andrew Luck did not want to leave football because he didn't love
Yeah,
football,
that was the
bro.
one thing about it that
I
it was
know.
Like
That's
like
sad.
like
it was
and
because he
that's
was
the
so
thing where
good.
the switch literally can just flip, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Joe strikes me as a guy obviously who heavily loves football. Like do you think Andrew Luck ever wanted to leave the game of football? Like nah. But if Joe Burrow after this year has one more season-ending injury, bro, it really might be time to leave football. Like your body is taking such a beating. Joe Burrow's made so much money over his career already that if you have 4 season-ending injuries, no matter how much you love the game of football, that's honestly just stupid to keep playing. And that's what
Yeah,
makes it
it's,
so
it's sad.
sad. That's what makes it so sad, man. And I guess
Yeah, I hope
so
Joe
we
figures it out.
yeah. And that's I guess that's about how we could sum it up with the Bengals. Hope Joe's fine. Don't
yeah.
expect much of the Bengals rest of this year. If I will say though, the Bengals do oftentimes try and pull off some magic. Now it is when Joe is out there, but the fact that they're 2-1 right now, if Joe's recovery timeline actually is, maybe he could come back like week 14, depending on their schedule. I know the AFC North team schedules are always really hard, But Joe could come back and try and make some superhero playoff push if Jake
We can
Browning literally just plays like how Jake Browning did last year. Jake Browning, I feel like universally to everybody before the season started was the best backup quarterback in the entire NFL. Am I wrong?
we can make a segment next week where we just talk about the Bengals' chances of getting
One
to
of
500.
But like I feel like going into the season, Jake Browning is without a doubt one of the best backups in the league because
He
when he
had a
came in last
70%
year,
completion percentage coming into
give
the
me Mason Rudolph.
so and you know, I was actually gonna say that, like, not even joking, not even joking.
100%. All
But
right, yeah, no.
and then I talked a little bit for a second about the Raiders and Genty. How that kind of reminds me of the Bengals. We want to talk about the Raiders a little bit. I'll start off with Genty. I already said last week in previous discussions. I think Genty, and it wasn't even on the podcast. It was just a random side conversation. Somebody I knew traded for Ashton Genty. Everybody else said the trade was like, oh my gosh, he smoked him. Well, he still did smoke him, honestly, but he received Ashton Genty. And everybody was talking about Genty. And I'm like, to me, I saw this video. I wish I had the guy's at name on Instagram. If anybody knows who it is, please say. It's this guy on Instagram Reels, this like heavier set white dude. He's literally just sitting in his room with his jersey in the background, and he analyzes film. And he does like the best film
Oh,
breakdowns ever.
yes, I know exactly who
And
you're
if you
talking
know what I'm
about.
talking about, he goes
ESPN
so into
uploaded one of his videos literally the other day. It was amazing.
dude, it's literally like John Gruden quarterback
Yeah,
class type of analysis, but he's doing it on like every different type of football.
yeah.
And he did analysis on the Oakland Raiders and Ashton Genty. And when I'm watching it, I already knew Genty's situation was bad. Until I watched the video, I didn't know how bad. And I watched just how such out of sync the Raiders' offensive line is on the football field. Like they literally just forget how to block the second the ball is snapped. And it's like the guards are missing assignments. Like he showed numerous plays during this film breakdown where guys are about to rush through the A gap right between the guard and the center, and the guard literally just goes, huh? And just looks away and then just blocks air, blocks a completely different, just the air, not even a human being, just air. And it happens all the time when people are blitzing through the A gap, the B gap, whenever and the other thing is the tight ends also both can't block a lick. Brock Bowers is practically a receiver. He can't block
That's
a
not
lick.
what he does, though. Brock
Michael
Bowers
Mayer
was
is
never
practic
expected to be a
Michael
blockhead
Mayer's
player.
practically a receiver. He can't block a lick. So like Genty, every single run, this guy has zero space to run the football. And it makes me angry that the Raiders invested a sixth overall pick in Ashton Genty. Or was it fifth? Was it fifth or sixth?
Six.
Sixth.
Six.
Exactly sixth, because the Browns traded for five, pick Graham. Sixth. And you don't pick any other linemen to follow up, and you don't sign any other linemen to follow up, and you're just setting Genty up for absolute failure when you want that to be the backbone of your offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the like you said, the Raiders O line is just atrocious. Geno Smith's been sacked 12 times this year, which is second most in the NFL. So not only is their run blocking horrible, their pass blocking is also horrible. So the Raiders probably have the worst O line in the league. And
And
like you
Genty
said,
can't pass block a lick either. He
no,
can't,
and
like,
like you
that's the other
said,
thing.
when you're going to take somebody who's supposed to be, you know, the focal point on offense and you don't have the tools to make it successful, it's just like, what are you
Oof.
doing? Especially a running back, because running backs, you know, as we know, they don't have as long as a prime window or like to be as good. So it's like, I saw the stat today. Jainty has 101% of his yards after contact. He has more yards after contact, which is just absurd.
Crazy.
It's like that is unheard of. So like anybody out there that thinks Ashton Jainty's a bust, please, like he is not a bust. It is not his fault
It's
whatsoever.
no
Dude
help.
he's getting hit as soon as he touches the ball. So I think the Raiders, they're not a good team, and I hope that Jainty can start to figure it out this year. Maybe the line gets a little better as the year goes on. I don't know, but they look really bad right now, and it's really making Ashton Jainty struggle so far.
Yeah, nah. I agree with everything you guys said. I really can't say anything about the Raiders that hasn't been said. I mean, like their defense also is like not really complimentary as well. Like, of course, like you can't be complimentary when you're on the field all the time because your offense does nothing but punt and turn the ball over. But There's one thing I will correct you on. Genty is a bust. He's a fantasy bust. Everybody drafted
Fantasy
him in
Maybe.
bust.
round one,
There we go.
and I
Fantasy bust.
called everybody so stupid. I was on the
Yep.
phone with my brother, and I was like,
Yep.
"Yeah, Genty's a." I'm really thinking about drafting Genty in the second round because I was number 10 out of 12. I'm thinking Genty will be there for my second round pick. It's a snake. I have like the third pick in the second round. He's gone. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you picking Genty number one and messing up my fantasy? But they saved my fantasy.
It,
So for everyone who drafted Genty in my leagues, thank you.
Jeremiah, you were feeling like Chance the Rapper. You said, it seems like blessings keep falling in my
Hey,
lap.
yeah, oh me. It's just like it opens up the doors for me to draft people like a Puka Nakua who didn't have any real
Stud.
expectations
I was
coming
saying
in,
at draft,
and now he's
everybody was
20
sleeping on
points a
this
game
man,
for
bro.
me. I love it.
Puka.
I love
Dog.
it.
Myself included, bro. I could have picked Puka instead of Jets, man, and I'd like to say I consider it, but it was never in consideration. The
See,
only things I considered was maybe CD and he got picked, and I was like maybe Malik Neighbors, but I was like, nah, he's on the Giants.
you don't have to worry about that when you get CD and Nakua. They let
Well,
me
now
get
CD's
Oh,
both.
out. That hurts.
They let me
Now
get
you're on
both.
CD for a little while.
now CD's
No,
ankle is
no, no.
shaped
You
like
know
the
what?
letter
It's
L.
fine. It's fine. And you know why? Because I had Roma Dunze that I couldn't start until now, and
Let's
I
go.
picked
Doomsday tough.
and I picked up Quentin Johnson, who was somehow still on waivers.
QJ.
I'm
QJ's
good.
Hey,
tough.
hey, you know what? Perfect lead in. We want to talk about the Chargers too. Chargers?
Oh yeah, for sure. Chargers. I ain't
Chargers?
even gonna lie to you.
Nasty.
Chargers and oh bless him, Najee. I felt so bad.
Man,
Like
Rip
as
Nas.
soon as he went down, I knew it.
Rip
I was like,
Nash.
dang
Man,
it,
that made me
that
sad
is too
too.
bad. But if I'm being completely honest, he was taking away from the potential of Amarion Hampton, and now we can see what he does as the bell cow in a already pass heavy offense. Justin Herbert's looking like a freaking top three quarterback this year, maybe
I mean,
top two
he's
behind Burrow.
having relations with Madison Beer. I feel like when you're having relations with Madison Beer, you just got that confidence
You
now.
you
You know,
you got something called that dog in him. He got that dog in him, right? Like you go out there knowing daggone well that she's in the stands cheering you on. But no, that's enough. That's enough of Madison Beer. No, on the real though, Justin Herbert was an incredible quarterback before this season, and he just needed everything to come together. Even with the injury to Rashawn Slater, their offensive line looks great. The rushing offense doesn't look that good, but passing offense complements them perfectly. I think the Chargers are going to win their division for sure.
go
Okay.
ahead, Dom. Go ahead, Dom.
I was just gonna say, yeah, Justin Herbert, he looks insane this year so far. They're 3-0, right? I'm pretty sure too. They
Yep,
haven't
3
lost
and 0.
yet. Yeah,
3 and
they
0
they
with
look.
all division wins.
Beat the
Yeah,
Chiefs
they,
already. Beat the yeah.
Beat
It's
the Chiefs
all wait.
already,
So it's
beat the
all of them.
Broncos, and beat the Raiders.
wow. Yeah, that's impressive.
And they have the division. Yeah,
Yeah, they
Um,
bro.
already, they already got
the
They're
the NFC.
cooking.
Chargers,
They're
the
cooking.
Chargers are looking good. Yeah, the Najee thing, man, that made me really sad. I'm not gonna lie.
Part.
Love Najee Harris. That is sad. Lad McConkey hasn't even gotten rolling yet this year, and that offense is still looking like that. Keenan Allen right
Honestly,
now,
don't know if he's gonna get rolling.
he
I had this
definitely
discussion
will.
this morning.
They may
I
not
don't
need
even
him
mean
to.
because he's not good. I don't even mean because he's not good. I just mean the fact because Herbert, you throw the ball to Keenan Allen 12 times a game already, and he's going to do that. I honestly like, even though
And he has
Keenan, I
two.
think he'll
That makes it.
regress a little bit. I think Keenan's still going to get like 8 targets a game, to be
That makes
honest.
it
And then
two red zone targets for him. That's
and
not
Q,
bad.
and then I was gonna say with Q, like Q, I think Q is the most likely to regress out of all of them because Lad McConkey and Keenan Allen have both put up wide receiver 1 years pretty much with Justin Herbert. Obviously, Keenan did that many times. Lad almost did it last year. Q has never done that in his life, but Q is looking like so far kind of more reliable target than Lad. And I think
Looks like a
the only
touchdown threat
reason
too.
the only reason the Chargers actually picked Lad is because Keenan left and QJ wasn't playing up to expectations. But Quentin was the first round pick. That was their flashy new toy before Lad was. Lad was a second round pick. Quentin was a first round pick.
No, that's
Like
true. The one
it's I really don't know if Lad is not phased out of the Chargers offense, but I feel like it easily could continue being a 1A, 1B, 1C, they all kind of eat thing
I was gonna
and
say, I
not
think it'll just be like guys take turns. Like maybe Ladd hasn't eaten so far yet this year, but he definitely will have games where he eats. Here's the one thing I'll also say about that is Ladd McConkey was that was the first year Jim Harbaugh was around, right? That was
yeah.
the year he picked. So that also comes in and obviously they still like QJ. Obviously, he was a great prospect. He just couldn't catch the ball the first couple of years. But what else? Another thing I was going to say about Justin Herbert is, as much as we don't like the guy, Jim Harbaugh is a great coach for Justin Herbert to
Don't
have.
say we also. I like Justin Herbert.
No,
No, he's talking about
bro,
Jim
I said
Harbaugh. I was
Jim
gonna do the same
Harbaugh. I said
thing.
we
I was
don't
like,
like we.
Okay.
No, we might
I
not.
literally said
No,
Jim
no.
Harbaugh, and I'm like,
Jim
yeah,
Harbaugh. I was just say Jim Harbaugh. We might not like him the most, obviously, as Ohio State fans, but he is a great coach to have if you're Justin Herbert, and I think that his success, Peter, yeah, I think his success will continue. Herbert's always had the tools to be great, so I think he's going to start to finally put that on paper this year.
yeah. Just to, I had this in my head before you said it anyway. So there was a interview, right? Justin Herbert went on Colin Cowherd's podcast, right? Or not Colin Cowherd's podcast, Colin Cowherd's show, and he was talking about how great of a coach Jim Harbaugh was. Jim Harbaugh's a great coach. Nobody's denying that, right? There was a quote. Justin Herbert said, Jim Harbaugh will do anything to win." And instantly I
That's
started
funny.
laughing because I'm like, he is so right. He is so right. He will
That's
do
funny.
anything to win. But I ain't even gonna lie to you. The way they're structured, they, and I'm not even joking, they look like the best structured offense right now. You have two
So balanced.
you have
So
two
balanced,
outside
bro.
receivers who can win 50-50 balls. Quentin Johnson, like you said, has become an absolute dog. He's averaging 18.7 yards of reception right now, which is
Yeah, that's
insane.
crazy.
That's like George
Hey,
Pickens
you
and
know that number, by the way, sorry, random. It just
yeah, yeah.
poofed into my brain. It's actually like a perfect comparison. You know who had, I think it might be the exact same number, really close. This is why I'm remembering it. I was looking at Brandon Ayuk the other day. 2023 Brandon Ayuk was like 18 yards a catch.
Yeah.
Tell me Quentin Johnston right now is not literally just like a Brandon Ayuk.
No, he is, and it's
Like
perfect
a
because
prime Brandon Ayuk, like straight up.
like Dom said, you have people you don't necessarily have to give the ball to every week. They can literally pick a week. They can like spin something and spin a pencil, right? Whoever points it at, okay, you're gonna get
Put
10
in the bottle.
points. You're gonna get 8. You're gonna get 5. Like, and they can do that every single week because you can't put double coverage on any of them.
You just play your
whoever you
matchups.
whoever your number one corner is on, it's not gonna throw it to that guy. You want to put it on Quentin? Thank you. We'll just throw it to whoever else. Not mentioning that we still have Amarion Hampton in the backfield and our tight ends, Will Disley, is still solid. So like you have so many weapons in such a balanced offense. And Jim Harbaugh wants to run the ball. He doesn't like throwing the ball 35
He
plus
always
times a
wants to
game.
run the
He
ball.
always wants to
Right.
run the ball. So you know it's gonna be a, a point of emphasis for him going in later in the season. And when it gets cold, when they have to go up north and play guys in November and December, they're gonna run the ball down your throat because you think they're gonna pass the ball for 300 yards. So
Yeah, the
they're set up
Chargers.
very nicely, very nicely. And the
Chargers,
Packers
good
are
team.
done. The
Chargers are going to
Raiders
be
aren't
cold.
going anywhere. They have to compete with the Chiefs, which of course the Chiefs are the Chiefs, but the other can really
Already beat the Chiefs.
yeah, but
Already beat them.
of course, like they have another game later in the season, and it's only week 4. Like, let's not
Yeah,
get
but
too ahead of ourselves.
that's that. I just meant for the case of you talked about how they already beat all 3 divisional teams.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah,
insane because literally they could split all those games that are left and still win the division if
yeah.
they like easily. Legitimately,
They're
they could.
definitely not going to split
And
off.
they'll beat the Raiders and Broncos.
Yeah, they'll probably beat. I think they'll probably beat the Raiders. Obviously, I mean, I assume they can compete against the Broncos. They can compete against the Chiefs. Duh. So
Absolutely.
Chargers are cold. Defense is good. O line is good. Receiving group is good. Running backs are good. Justin Herbert is good. They quite literally have no holes. They have zero holes as a football team. So
Offense,
Chargers,
offensive line. Offensively they have no holes. Defense, Khalil Mack got
maybe a
hurt.
couple here and there. Yeah, Khalil Mack just got hurt. I don't know
Yeah.
who their free safety. No, I think their free safeties.
They have
Is it
Derwin
Nasir
James.
Adderley? I know they
Nah,
have Derwin
Derwin is
James, but
their
he's their
strong
strong
safety.
safety.
Okay.
I don't know if they still have Nasir Adderley or not, but if they do, he's not even bad. Corners are fine. Like
Yeah.
Chargers are good.
No, they don't have like specific holes that'll lose them the game. There are holes where you can exploit and take advantage in certain moments. But of course, they're very very good from
So I
all.
think so. We covered the NFL for like an hour. I'm gonna do one more thing. Cleveland Guardians baseball, fellas. Guard ball is back. I know we're not even like the super heaviest. Like okay. Baseball, I honestly think baseball might have surpassed basketball though as my second sport, not gonna lie. It goes football is
Really?
one.
Wow.
Baseball might have surpassed basketball this last year as my second favorite sport. I love me some baseball. I love me some
Does
baseball.
football include college football as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I will not watch college baseball. I don't even watch the college World Series. I'm
He
not gonna
only
lie.
bets
But
on college baseball.
yeah, I only bet on college baseball if there's nothing else to bet on. Football season that hasn't started in the NBA is at the point where the entire bench is the starting five.
Yeah.
Then I'll bet on some college baseball. But Cleveland Guardians, everybody at home, if you're not following, Cleveland Guardians just like 2 months ago, 15 and a half games back of first place in the AL Central. Last night, just tied for first place in the AL Central with the Detroit Tigers. Last series of the season is coming up here. We're playing the Detroit Tigers. The AL Central is on the line. Our odds to win the division literally 2 weeks ago was like plus 10,000. It was something insane. And then now we're tied for first place in the division. We're set up, if we make the playoffs, to play the Mariners first round wild card for the MLB. And the Guardians over the I think it was like last month, I saw every single pitcher in their starting rotation except for like one of them has like a sub 2.5 ERA. We threw like a 12K combined shutout the other day on a doubleheader. We're on a 10-game win streak right now. I'm going to the game tomorrow, by the way. So I want to watch us win that game tomorrow. Take sole possession of first place at the AL Central. But I'm so excited at the Guardians right now. I think it's legitimately one of the best comeback stories in all of sports. And our path, I was talking about it with you, Dom, the other day when Jerry was on the call and we were playing some games. And I was talking about Guardians might lose the wild card for sure. But I think I could see us beating the Mariners. I think I could see us beating the Mariners if we play the Mariners. The Mariners already clinched. But like if we it's a huge ask. But if Big Dumper is not playing well and Eugenio just has like one home run the whole series,
Big
like
jumper.
we could easily win that series. Their hitting is not that elite. It's their pitching that's the problem. And the Guardians don't strike out a lot. The Guardians have very good hitters in terms of not striking out a ton at the plate. And the Mariners, their strong suit pitching is they're going to try and strike guys out. If the other team's making contact, the Mariners can give up a lot of runs. They can give up a lot of runs easy. George Kirby throws like no balls. Me and Dom used to bet on George Kirby to have under half a walk.
1.5
And
ball. Right?
it would work like 50% of the time. He's trying to dot you up. He's trying to throw balls down the middle plate. Same with Logan Gilbert. He's trying to dot you up. Brian Wu trying to dot you up. If the Guardians can just put bat on ball and
They
the
still have
pitching can play
Castillo.
well,
They still have Castillo.
and oh my gosh, and they still have Luis
They
Castillo,
have
but is he hurt
they have
right
one of the
now?
best.
He
They have
might.
one of the
They have
best pitching
the best
rotations.
starting rotation in
Yeah,
the league. They have for like the last year and a half, for
they
real.
had some
But
dogs.
I don't know if Luis Castillo is on the IL right now because I haven't heard a lot about at least Luis Castillo. But Mariners beatable series. If the Guardians can come in out of this year and make the playoffs, that's legitimately one of the most insane comebacks to make a playoff spot in sports history.
Let me ask you a question. Right? Let's say they do make the AL World Series, or they do make the World Series, right? What does that say about the big market teams that obviously didn't have as much success as the Cleveland Guards do, who clearly don't have as big of a payroll?
After I answer this question, I will swing the rock to Dom, so I don't want to hog the rock.
No, it's you're good, bro. I don't
Cleveland
have that much.
Guardians. So, like, in terms of obviously the small market, big market, blah, 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 I actually have an interesting, and this is pivoting to another discussion. I'm open to talk about this too. I think in baseball, the cap is broken for sure because the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Cubs and all these teams can always go get more big players. But at the same time, all the smaller teams play victim card. Like, bro, the Cleveland Guardians, their owner is worth almost just as much as the Dodgers owner in terms of his net worth. He just doesn't want to go out and try to spend, and he uses it as a victim card. Same thing goes for like a couple of other teams. Like, okay, prime example, I saw the Mariners at the trade deadline go out and go get Eugenio Suarez. They were willing to open their wallets and try and go get somebody good. They have insane pitching. I feel like they got to repay him. I bet Screwball Tigers are going to offer him ring struck
They should.
as much money as you possibly can. And I bet they will. I bet they will. I bet they will. But there's a ton of teams that just like the Guardians. I hate it.
Pirates.
Because
Yeah.
Pirates owner makes so much
Gross.
money, and he refuses to give
He
anything
does
to
he does
anybody.
players dirty so he doesn't have to pay them more money.
And like, yes, the salary cap is broken for baseball, but I think small market teams do play the victim card. If the owners of small market teams wanted to open their wallet and get some guys, yeah, you might not go get Otani. Yeah, you might not go get Aaron Judge. You might not go get Juan Soto. But like that's how it is with every big sport. They're gonna go to the big markets anyway, but you can still
Yeah.
get star guys if you just open up your wallet. Like Cody Bellinger went to the Yankees for pennies on the dollar, and he was so good this last year. Like other teams could have went and got him if they wanted to, but the Yankees were like, "We'll take Cody Bellinger." I don't know. I feel like I'm like in the middle on that discussion. Like the Guardians can consistently, if they want to, go out and get at least hitters that are better than what they have, but they just elect to not do it. The Reds is another one. The Reds never go and get anybody at all, ever. Just so cheap. So I think, yeah, overall, just to sum it up, the baseball salary cap is broken, but if teams tried harder, it would work. For the case of the bigger teams, you just get in a bidding war, and I still hate it, though. Like, I'm saying this, but obviously I still hate it. Like,
Yeah,
what
the salary cap sucks.
Paul Skeens is probably a Dodger
He's gonna break the
or a
market
Met.
too.
He's probably a Dodger or a Met or a Cub or a Padre. Same
Most
goes
likely.
for Tariq Skubal. Tariq Skubal is probably a Dodger, a Met, a Padre, or a Cub. Like all those guys. But that is why I have a deep love for Jose Ramirez, and Jose Ramirez will be my guy for the rest of time.
Homegrown.
Because Jose Ramirez took a pay cut to stay with Cleveland.
Massive
Like
pay cut.
massive pay cut.
He could easily get a contract like a Juan Soto for sure.
He took a I legitimately think if you go like years, so Cleveland gave him a contract where he got less money per year over a shorter period of time by a significant amount than every other offer he'd gotten. Like, bro, the Guardians gave this man, I don't know the exact number, but like probably half the amount of value that he was offered by other teams. He could have literally set up two other generations of family history in his bloodline at minimum, and he was like, "Nah, I want to stay in Cleveland."
They're kind of dirty for not paying that man. He deserves it.
I
He's
mean,
just a
Like, oh
team
my
guy.
they definitely
goodness,
should pay
bro.
him. He's one of the main reasons, or one of the only reasons, why you're still relevant today. So,
Now,
Yeah,
I
what,
guess. Sorry, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say what I'll say about guards baseball is it's this last couple weeks has been an insane run. There was also a point where the Tigers had like one of the best records in baseball, so they've also just
For like
crumbled.
the first half of the year.
They've also crumbled. Guardians kind of do this every year. I'm not gonna like. I feel like they heat up out of nowhere and they just start going insane. They're playing probably the best baseball in the entire MLB right now, which is just. I mean, you don't expect something like that. I mean, they have their good players. You know, Stephen Kwan is a. I love Stephen Kwan. Jose Ramirez, obviously, like
Quan wants to be here too, bro. I
their
love Quan.
hitting is solid. The thing I have always said is their pitchers will be the test of how far they go. I think. Like if their
Because
pitchers are
where's our ace card in our back
right, they
pocket,
don't.
bro?
They don't have one really right now. I mean, guys have been stepping up though, like you said, not that long ago. Combined 12 games or 12K shutout. Like if they're going to win, it's going to be because the bullpen and the rotation is doing what they're going to do. Because I think the hitting, I mean, they're going to do their thing. They get hot and they can compete with anybody.
And we hit, bro. It's so funny how we just hit in only Guardians baseball ways. Like, Jerry, last night, I know you definitely didn't see this because you're not a Cleveland baseball fan. The Guardians, they were down 2-0 to the Tigers. Like, the whole time Screwball was in the game. And then all of a sudden, 6 innings, Screwball's about to get pulled. The Guardians got a lead from down 2-0, and a single hit didn't leave the infield. A single hit didn't leave the infield. We
They
got the
scored 3
lead.
runs.
We got the lead on all infield hits and errors.
That's
Like,
trash.
that
Crazy.
is so
trash.
funny, bro. That is so funny. That's why I said I think in the playoffs, like we could easily lose. Like the Guardians just in specific Guardian fashion, even dating back to last year, just win games that only the Guardians can win. It makes no
Yeah.
sense. So that's like where my any smidge of hope lies is the Guardians, just like dark magic that we have. Like we made it to the AOCS last year purely on the power of friendship and walk off bombs. Like we literally made it in the series versus the Yankees on the power of friendship and John Kensky, Noel, and David Fry.
I'll tell you what, this is the best time to heat up. If you're going to get hot and it'd be hot at the plate, like, keep going. They might surprise some teams again.
Stove is hot. Stove is hot. So we had not talked about MLB at all either. I feel like it was definitely valid to talk about the Guardians a little bit. I'm not even. If you guys want to call that biased, 'cause I'm a Cleveland fan, go ahead. But I've seen a lot of people talking about the Guardians recently, so it is what it
Yeah,
is.
it's a good time to talk about them. Sure, the
And
hottest team in baseball.
we're going to introduce another thing as well. We're trying to broaden our horizons and deepen the bleachers. We're going to talk about some WNBA. 10 years ago, would not have cared to talk about no. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Let me not give the WNBA a
Horrible,
stray.
horrible.
Let me
Real.
let me
Let's
not give the
be
WNBA
real.
a stray.
No, that's sports media though. No, on the real, right? Gabe, we both study communications. Dom, I'm not entirely sure what you studied, but you're completely knowledgeable in sports.
He's here with us. Dom's with us, bro.
Exactly. No, Dom's pure solid sports guy, right? We all
We got
know.
two. We got one brother. We got one half brother, and then we got Dom. Dom's with us.
Well, I'm not. I'm gonna
Yeah,
wait till
no.
after
So
this
like
call to say it.
we all know that the WNBA covered maybe 10% of all sports media 10 years ago, right? Nobody knew who the Las Vegas or not the Las Vegas Aces. I don't even know if they existed 10 years ago. Half the people knew who Los Angeles Sparks were, right? Half the people didn't know who Diana Taurasi was, right? Now Caitlin Clark has entered the game. Andrew Reese has entered the game, and we are into the WNBA playoffs. We are actually into the semifinals, right? So we're in a matchup between the Aces and the Fever, which are actually insane because the Fever
Asia
without
Wilson versus Caitlin Clark.
no,
See,
No
I didn't
Clark
even
though.
know this.
Caitlin's
Caitlin
out for the
Clark,
year.
Oh
Caitlin Clark
yeah,
ain't
so
even
it's
there,
so
and
it's
she
it's
can't come
Kelsey
back.
Mitchell. Who
Yep,
else do they have, by the
Aaliyah
way?
Boston.
Aaliyah
Aaliyah
Boston,
Boston,
Kelsey
yeah,
Mitchell.
Kelsey
Cunningham's
Mitchell
actually
Lexi
and
hurt too.
Hall. Lexi
and
Hall.
Lexi
that
Hall.
was gonna be the thing about it, right? Kelsey Mitchell, insane, right? When she's getting hot, she's hot, right? Game one, she had 34 points, shot 12 for 23 from the field. They won that game comfortably by like 15 or something like that, right? Game two, she goes 4 for 14, not as many points. Asia goes off, 24 points. Las Vegas wins that 90-68. 90-68. It's in Las Vegas, game three, to decide the series. And they're only 4-point underdogs, the Fever are, which is absolutely insane. So, my thing is, Asia Wilson, obviously best player in the WNBA, fourth Player of the Year award, right? She
Yeah,
could
fourth
get knocked
MVP.
off. If she gets knocked off by a Caitlin Clark missing Indiana Fever, the Indiana Fever are going to have so much to say about not only their team, but who they are in general without Caitlin Clark. Because everybody was talking about, oh, Caitlin's indie, Caitlin's this, Caitlin's the best player. You get to the championship, WNBA championship, without Caitlin Clark, and that shows that your team for the next at least 5 years are going to be top 5 for sure. Gabe, great to have you back,
That's
bud. Yeah, no. And then the other series that's going on, the Minnesota. Jesus Christ! There we go. The Minnesota Lynx and the Phoenix Mercury. Both teams led their conferences in a lot of things. Lynx were number one, had the number one record, only 14 losses on the year. That game can honestly go either way, but I believe whoever wins that game is going to win the championship, regardless of who they play. The Aces are very good at shooting, and they're very good at surrounding Asia Wilson with some of the best talent that they can. They're so inconsistent at times, especially getting rebounds. There are games where Asia Wilson goes crazy for like 25, 30 points, right? She'll get like 5 rebounds. And the other center on the other team's getting like 15, 16 rebounds. And they're getting out rebounded, but because Asia's great, they can still lead and still win games and stuff like that. But when you're going against teams who are way more productive, who are way more structured all the way through, Minnesota. Here, let me get all these stats just to make sure I don't mess up or anything like that.
while you're looking for the stats, I'm gonna give a
No, I
quick
have it
shout
right
out
here.
to Dom because hey, Dom hasn't said it yet. Dom at the beginning of the year he put a plus 3,000 odds
It was
with
like
a
a
no
couple weeks
sweat
in.
bet on FanDuel for Asia Wilson MVP. He turned $5 into 150 the other day.
There we go. I'm glad they gave it to you, even though they gave it.
I was gonna say that, Gabe. I was gonna bring it up, bro.
Yeah. Yeah,
Either
no,
way,
that's what's
bro,
up, man. There
fire,
we go. We
fire,
Because
surprised you
Nafisa
fire.
that much.
Collier was the hard favorite for most of the year.
Yeah.
Which is insane. And then Caitlin was probably like
Yeah, I
two,
didn't
huh?
even put. I didn't even have to put any money. I got a free $5 to put down
Free
on
five
FanDuel.
beans. Yeah.
Put it
There
down
we
on
go.
any future bet for WNBA, and I saw Asia Wilson at plus 3K, and I'm like, no way.
Easy
For real.
money.
Nah,
Easy
perfect.
money.
Yeah.
Dom told me to ride it with him too.
Shut
He
up.
told me to,
You
bro.
should
He
have.
told me to.
Yeah, nah, but
Yeah,
of course, again, we will just say this: we're talking about gambling. Gamble responsibly. If you have $100 in your bank account, do not put a bet in because it won't hit, and you're gonna be mad.
Steelers money line this
Hey,
weekend.
Spend it
I
on
can
gas or
actually
spend it on food.
confidently say, I don't think anybody in this chat has placed a bet in their lives over
Yeah,
$100.
probably no, definitely not. But I just remember
Dom, you
this.
might say slightly over, okay, but like sometimes you play with house money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes,
that's true.
Yeah,
Sometimes when I get the bet,
you're
when
not
it's
okay. Let me rephrase it. You've never plopped over $100 into your account and said, "Let me place it on this one thing
I'm doing,
right now,"
I'm
without
about to
winning
do
any
it.
previous
I'm
money.
about to do it right now.
hey,
yeah,
There's a
do it
first for
on the
everything.
do it on Las Vegas Aces 4.5 minus 4.5.
you
But
know what else? Yeah, go ahead, Jeremiah. Go ahead.
yeah, no. Literally, I was just gonna end on both series are tied right now in the WNBA playoffs. I know nobody watches WNBA playoffs.
Bro, it's funny. I've actually had them on every single night
Yeah,
behind, like when we're playing 2K at night. I've had them on the TV playing.
there we go. So, um, these series are actually games or best of 5, right?
Yep.
Both series are tied 1-1, and the fact that you could have a game 5 in both of these things, the ratings are going to be amazing. And I feel like for the people who don't know who Asia Wilson is, Aaliyah Boston, all these guys, you need to watch them because they be putting on buckets. I ain't gonna lie.
Hoopers.
Bam Adebayo got Asia Wilson in the gym, and she's incredible right
Nah,
now.
Asia Wilson got Bam in
He
the
got
gym,
the
Yeah, no
bro.
triple
cap.
Does
Needs to
double.
be the
does
other way
Bam does
around.
Bam got any MVPs?
Yeah,
Asia, that's another thing. Is like Asia is making a case already
So
for herself to
nasty,
be the
bro.
greatest WNBA player
Goats.
ever. Like
Goats.
the thing about Asia, she's just unstoppable, and she's something that I don't know if
crazy.
the WNBA has seen before because
No,
she's
she's
so
not.
tall, but she's so gifted on the outside, and she has
Right.
great footwork. You can't stop her, for real. There's nothing. Who is it? Oh my goodness, the one center for the Liberty. Breonna Stewart. That's
I was gonna
probably the
compare her to
only
Brianna
person that
Stewart,
you
but the
can.
inside game is just different.
The inside
I
game
thought
From
you're
is
gonna. I
Asia,
thought you were talking about
Breonna Stewart,
Jonquel
like
Jones.
so for
her
sure,
too.
yeah.
She's cold.
Jonquel
But
Jones is.
right
Liberty
now,
got knocked out, which that was surprising too. They got knocked out in the first round. No one really saw that coming.
yeah,
Aces started the year off slow. I know that for a fact. They made that Kelsey Plum trade, which didn't look to be working out for them the best, but now I think they got Jewel Lloyd, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
Um, she started to come along for them, but like we said, the Aces have a pretty solid. They have that solid starting five. They don't have the most depth. They have a great coach in Becky Hammond. Um, I think honestly, if I were to pick my favorite, I would say honestly the Aces to win, and that's just
Worse.
and I don't even think they were the best team throughout the season though. Like they struggled a lot. I just think that they got hot at the right time, and Asia Wilson is just so dang good. Like it was like 2 weeks before the end of the season. Nafisa Collier was all but like a lock to win
Yeah.
MVP, and Asia just started going insane. Um, yeah, WNBA playoffs heating up. It's interesting, but I almost guarantee this year, these last couple of years, like we kind of said, the WNBA has been getting the most traction it's ever gotten before, and it's deserved because some of the players that have come in these last 2 years, like you said, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Cameron Brink was hurt this year, but she's another one that we have to watch out for
Paige
eventually.
Beckers.
I was just gonna say Paige Beckers this past year already she looks like a phenom. She's averaging almost 20 points a game as a rookie, which is like unheard of in the
It's on
WNBA.
the Caitlyn. It's really on the
She,
Caitlyn level.
she's on the like I would.
The
I'm
It's
not even
media
gonna bring this up
attention
because this is
is
a whole
more
nother
for
debate.
Caitlyn, but it's on the same level.
I'm not gonna.
Numbers wise, it's better.
I was just gonna say, bro. I'm not gonna like start this debate right now because I know it's maybe a hot take, but I would take Paige over Caitlyn right now. I think. Um, and especially like to build around a team, I would probably take Paige. I really like Paige. She can do everything. She's a crazy ball. I compare her to like Kyrie in the NBA. Like the way she handles the ball and can get her shots off the dribble. Caitlyn is a great player. Don't get me
No,
wrong. It's not like I'm
actually, that's a
knocking
great
her.
comparison.
Hey,
That's a great comparison.
y'all already know
Kyrie,
who's the next one too on that level coming up.
Oh,
who?
Coco
Juju.
or Juju. Yeah,
Juju's
Juju,
gonna be like
Juju
that
too.
too. Juju's
Juju's
literally on that
nice.
level too. Juju's
Yeah,
Juju
there's some
disgusting.
good
is
players
incredible.
still.
And I ain't
Um,
gonna lie, right? I was watching that game when she got hurt, and I felt so bad, and I literally felt bad to my stomach because she really could have taken them to the championship.
yeah,
They
that
was
was sad.
roll with her, bro. The moment she went down, I was like, no, and
Dude,
I
she
did.
is a baller.
She was a
Juju is on
dog,
that
man.
level too.
All
Same
the
thing.
Also
And
another
that
one, bro.
bun never moved either.
Uh,
That bun don't
Paige's
stay there.
Paige's
It
girlfriend,
never
man. Paige's
moves.
girlfriend,
Hey,
tough.
yeah,
Azzy
no.
Fudd, shit, they're
AC tough.
different.
But
These are
AZ's
different. These
nice.
are
no,
different levels though.
no, that comparison is actually perfect because when you think about it, right? Caitlin Clark,
AZ might be the first overall pick this next year, bro.
everybody compares
That's
Caitlin
no
Clark
cap.
to like Steph
Tough.
Curry, right? Everybody compares
Yeah,
Steph Curry to,
right, right.
and everybody thinks, or everybody does debate, right? Kyrie over Steph. Steph, yes, is a great, better shooter, a better facilitator, right? Kyrie, when he's in his bag, is unstoppable, and that's basically what Paige is for real.
Paige is. It really
That's
is.
fine.
The thing
She's like a
about
female
Caitlin,
Kyrie, but the difference is that she has the playmaking
yeah,
over like to be where she can lead your
Oh yeah,
team
she's a
effectively and win
great
games.
passer. She's a
Like
great passer.
the only reason that actually Kyrie's a good passer too. I don't know. He just
no,
He
hasn't
is.
had a
Kyrie's a great passer.
championship where he's been
Paige is
the one.
definitely a more elite passer in terms of just comparison.
And I think she's better at defense too, relatively. If we're
Paige
like
is
making a
just she's
comparison.
just a
No, but
stud, dude.
Caitlin almost
She's good.
averaged 10 assists a game though last season.
I get what you mean though. Paige literally is like a Kyrie. Like
Yeah, no,
She
Paige
is.
is definitely like a
Bro,
no,
go
that
Kyrie.
look
was
at
that
some
was a good
Paige.
comparison.
Some Paige. She does some crazy things like on the block and her footwork when she picks the ball up. Some of the fadeaways she's be
And
hitting. It's just.
bro, Juju, even though Juju plays guard, Juju is like a KD.
Bro,
Oh
I ain't
yeah, for
even
sure,
gonna
dude.
lie. You
Juju is
put
literally like a KD, bro. Juju's tween in your face.
you
What's
put
so
Juju
funny?
you put Juju on a team like Chicago, right? Who only has Angel Reese and Cardozo. You put them and Juju, because they probably gonna have like I think they had the worst record.
Angel might be
They
out.
did. Chicago had the worst
Angel
record
was
this
out,
year.
yeah.
So,
No, I mean Angel. She might be out of
Oh,
oh yeah. No.
Chicago. They
Yeah,
have beef right now, bro.
they have beef. They have a
oh
lot of beef.
wow.
But I'm just saying, right? Let's say they do decide to keep Angel, right? You have
Uh huh.
Angel, you have Cardozo, you have Juju Watkins. Till whenever Angel gets in trouble, she just pass it out to Juju, do whatever. That would be a
If
leap
she'll
of
ever swing the
speed
rock from
for
outside
sure.
3 feet.
Well,
That's the thing about
last thing I'll
Angel.
say
Angel
about
might though. Like
I'll
Angel,
say
like would get her. Angel, I won't call her a pat setter at all. But the thing is, she knows she can get a rebound, so she'll just toss whatever up. Knowing daggone well, if
Yeah.
it don't go in, she just gonna put it back up again.
right.
You- Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say last thing I'll say about the WNBA stuff too. Just like we were talking about Paige, it's kind of funny because like everyone knew that Paige had it, right? But especially in college, Gino didn't let her just get in her bag. So now,
Yeah,
like seeing her get just deep in her bag in the WNBA, it's like a great thing to watch because she wasn't doing the dribbles and stuff
Yeah,
like
they
that
were
in
letting
college.
Caitlin get in her bag at Iowa. They weren't
Right.
letting Paige get in her bag at
No, she just
UConn.
played the system. I mean, and Gino is a great coach. He's one of the best. He probably is the best college women's basketball coach of
women's
all time.
basketball coach.
So
Yes, UConn
yeah,
is a legendary
they're
league.
they're so good.
Hey, my favorite Gino Auriemma clip of all time, bro. Do we already know what's coming?
The Stewie when he's talking about Stewie.
No.
What's
They
up?
asked when they asked Gino during the Olympics if they were talking Brittany Griner and prime DeMarcus Cousins and
Oh
Mahomes.
yes, bro,
Yeah,
that's a
and then
good
they asked
one.
Gino Auriemma who would win, and literally Brittany was just on his squad, bro. He said, "I'm gonna sell my house. I'm gonna sell my car. I'm gonna take everything that's valuable, and I'm gonna sell that. I'm gonna put it all on DeMarcus Cousins,
Yeah,
No, like literally, he did. He's somebody take it all out the
bro."
bank and put it on DeMarcus.
yeah,
And
nah,
that's, bro,
but
this is another discussion we could have. I just think it's so funny. Like, the discrepancy, obviously, complete respect to female professional athletes, complete respect. The
oh
discrepancy
my
goes
god,
between, no, no, no,
oh
no,
my
no. I'm not
god,
even I'm going to say it
I'm
goes, skill
scared.
discrepancy goes between genders. It goes between levels of basketball between the same genders. Like, I had a legitimate discussion with my friend Luke the other day, the one who played basketball at St. Mary's, about like how many of me he thinks it would take to beat him. And like how many people from like our fantasy football league, if he was on a fast break, it would take to stop him. And I think legitimately he was like, I think it would take 3 games, maybe four. He was like, honestly, maybe 4 games to beat me in the ones. Like if three of me would still get little bodied by him in the paint. Like he's 6'6", like I don't know, 235. Like three me's is still not getting any contests on that.
No,
So I
you're
just think
getting
it's
big.
I'm getting big, bro.
You're
I think
getting
we came to
huge.
the conclusion you've seen. So Owen, like even Owen's like 6'3". I feel like it would take like two Owens to beat a college D1 like starter, and Owen's still like a solid. I just think those are always mind blowing, bro. Like just skill discrepancy, even between genders, between same genders and different level, is just wild.
No, see, the thing
Um,
is, and like, it's just like also, and this is another thing I learned in school. There's a discrepancy in opportunities as well, because as a female, right, growing up 10 years ago, you ain't have as many opportunities to play basketball as a man did. If your school didn't have a girls basketball team, you just ain't play basketball.
tough,
So
yeah,
like,
tough.
it's like, to a certain point, it's like okay, there are certain things that do attribute to the discrepancy, but like you said, it is a gender thing. There's a reason men can dunk. Like it's not something that is like
We don't even have to get too political. I
no,
think
it's
it
not. It's
just
not
comes
getting
down to
political. It's just
genetics.
like yeah, no, like there's just like
You
certain things that other people can do. Like if you make it to any division, like for real, we being real, right? Ain't nobody on this podcast stopping Juju Watkins, right?
no,
On the
No, no,
no,
contrary,
no.
on
and
the contrary, on the contrary, Juju Watkins ain't doing nothing with Cooper Flag, and that's just what it is.
but you know what the overall opinion I think that sums it up just best. And we didn't even. I don't know. I feel like a lot of times when I talk about WNBA, it somehow just naturally comes into this discussion, just because I think it's interesting, honestly, because the WNBA, aside from them getting their revenue and they're not getting paid as much as WNBA players and blah blah blah. I think the reason it's an interesting discussion is because WNBA players are just as skilled as
Yeah, yeah,
NBA
yeah,
players. It's
yeah.
just the biology and how physical men are versus how physical women can be in a basketball game.
Yeah.
That's literally the only defining factor. If you
That's
took
a good point.
if you took Caitlin Clark, every single skill that she had, and you put her in Ish Smith's body, Caitlin Clark would be able to compete with Steph Curry in the ones.
I mean, I think they kind of.
If you put her in an NBA point guard's body and had all the same skills, she'd be able to compete with Steph Curry in the ones.
I was gonna say, I think they kind of showed in the All-Star game when they did the 3-point contest with Stephanie Ionescu. I think Ionescu lost by one shot or something like that.
Yeah.
Like they
The
can
skills,
obviously just right
No,
there. I get
yeah,
it.
and that's exactly what it is. Skills, I ain't even gonna lie, on par. Because there's this one girl, and I'm so mad I don't know her name, and I forget what school she's from.
are you
She's
talking about
similar.
the girl from South Carolina that literally could dribble like Tyree? Are
I'm
you talking about
telling you,
her?
yes, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. She is so shifty and
Queen,
has the
queen.
ball on a
Bro, that's
string.
Malaysia Full
On
Wiley.
a
That's her
string.
name, bro.
Some of the stuff she does, I'm like, okay, Kyrie
And
only
Zaya
does this.
Cook. And Zaya Cook. That's the other one.
There are a
Zaya
lot
Cook.
of people who have a really really deep bag, but again, like with the ratings and stuff like that, like I think there's a element that comes into it when you're on a fast break and when you're watching a WNBA game. If you get a dunk, it's incredible. The crowd's gonna go crazy. 99.9% of the time, you're gonna get a layup, right? In the or in the NBA, you get somebody on a fast break, wide open. You know it's gonna be a dunk, and you know that crowd is gonna go
You
insane.
know what's up?
It's just something that's like an
Tim
energizer.
Duncan at the park.
Yeah, it's just more of like an energizer, for real.
Tim
It's just like they're like, it's just like a little bit like not even more flashy, but like more electric to where like, oh
Dom,
okay, like do watch that, but.
Jerry, Dom said Tim Duncan at the park is my guy on the 2K park, bro. I'll be using Go Tim Duncan, and it's hilarious. My brother literally like never plays 2K like ever, and
Y'all
he's
gotta
sitting at
send
my
me the
house.
clips, bro. Y'all
Bro,
gotta send me
bro,
the
he's
clips.
sitting. Dude, Josh is sitting. I'm downstairs with my brother Josh, right? And we're playing 2K. Me and Dom are. And Josh goes, "That Tim Duncan?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "He's probably cold, huh?" I'm like, "Josh, you don't know how cold this Tim Duncan is. He'll do things you've never seen him do in his whole life." And because it's 2K, it's my team card. Tim Duncan literally in the back, chicken wrap, hesitation, tween, step back, and then he spins. He goes into the paint. He 360 windmilled on someone's head. I said, Josh, you ain't never seen Tim Duncan do that before.
Yeah,
That's
no.
why Dom, when he said coming down the lane, he said Tim Duncan at the park.
Duncan.
Bro, because it's hilarious playing 2K. You want Tim Duncan doing
Dude,
360
my
windmills at
headphones
the
are
park,
hurting my
bro.
ears so bad.
And
Yeah,
we're on
no.
2 hours here.
Let's go into the betting lines real quick.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
do the
yeah,
betting
yeah.
lines real quick. Okay. 3, 2, 1 count real quick. 3, 2, 1. To close it up for you guys real quick. Hopefully you've enjoyed most of episode 2. We have finished 99.9% of it. But one thing that we're going to start doing here the rest of the season is we're going to start doing a betting line game. So we're going to think of a segment. It's going to be great. I'm going to give it a name. It's fine. It'll be corny. Don't care. Take it
That's
or
with
leave
the
it.
that's with the bleachers. I don't know.
Bets with the
Bets in the.
bleachers.
I don't
Bets
know.
in the
We have a
bleachers.
page
We'll
of
just figure it out.
corny
We'll figure it
names
out.
that we came up with. We have to pick one.
We're gonna give it a segment name. Yeah, we had a bunch of segment names. You're right, Jerry. We are gonna track our betting line record at the end of I don't know. Should we do? We'll actually do this right now. NFL season. Or are we gonna do it at the end of 2025? We're gonna do.
Yeah, we
When
could
does
maybe just go through the year.
yeah, let's
It
go
could
through.
just be something because I mean we could keep it going, but like maybe we could track it till the end of the year, see who has the most wins or something.
Okay.
I don't know, or
So
the most
we'll
hits
just
or
track it.
misses.
We'll
How
track it
about
as
this?
we go.
We'll
We'll
we'll keep
track it
it
as we go.
we'll
We're
keep
gonna
it
be able to do
quarterly,
any
right?
sport we want.
We'll
Yeah,
keep
so
it
we're gonna do any
quarterly.
sport. We're gonna do any
Yeah.
sport betting lines that we believe in. We're gonna start tracking the records. We're gonna do it at the end of every episode. So right now it's episode 2, but it's gonna be the first week that we're doing this. I'll start off. Brief synopsis: the Bears are playing the Las Vegas Raiders. Bears are coming off a victory where they're super hot. I think they're plus 105 on DraftKings. My bet of the week this week: Chicago Bears money line, straight up versus Las Vegas Raiders. Dom, you look like you're ready to go. Let's hear yours.
Okay.
Jerry's doing research right now.
I was
He's trying
gonna
to
say
lock us
I
in.
wrote all these down, so you guys can't lie and say you didn't say them.
No, we're good.
Writing
I
everything
was
down.
stuck between a UFC line and an NFL line. Um, I'm gonna go with my NFL line, which is no bias whatsoever. You know what I mean? No bias.
Steelers
Pittsburgh
across your
Steelers.
chest.
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh Steelers money line. I think they get it done against the Vikings with Carson Wentz. I know the Vikings just made the Bengals look like a joke, but I think the Steelers offense or the Steelers defense will do a much better job at holding the Vikings offense, and I think the Steelers offense will show up this week. So I'm gonna go the Steelers. I think they're plus 124 or something like that. Go Steelers money line.
DraftKings has them as plus 120.
Okay.
That's DraftKings. All right. So right now for me, I will take the Jacksonville Jaguars plus 3.5 over the Rams. I can definitely vote plus 3.5 versus the Rams. I won't say over
See.
because, of course, late game field goals be messing me up sometimes. But I will definitely take the 3.5. They will definitely keep it close. Their offense can be explosive, and their defense has taken away the ball, I believe, 3 times in the first 3 games, if I'm not mistaken, in each of the first
Okay.
3 games. So their defense has flashes of being very good. Their offense has flashes of being good. That's going to be a very competitive game in LA.
So you think this is a possible Rams trap game?
Could
Oh,
be.
this is definitely a Rams trap game. Absolutely.
Okay. We'll see, bro. We'll
And I'll
see.
just
Sneaky
let me
pick.
just say real quick, all out there, UFC, Dominic Reyes,
Dominic
Carlos
Reyes.
Olberg, Dominic Reyes plus 200. That was my
Let's
other.
go, baby. Let's
I
go,
was I would
baby.
rock with Dominic Reyes.
Do you want
I'm
to go
rocking
with
with it
two?
too.
Do you want to double down this week?
Is that are you gonna switch it to your pick now?
No, I'm just sticking with the Steelers, but I'm just
No, I get you. I
Come
want to bring
on,
up Dominic
dog.
Reyes too, because that was actually a great pick.
I just wanted to bring it up real quick.
Plus 200, bro. We tried to preach Diego Lopez plus 200. Dominic Reyes plus 200. Same thing, bro. I
He's
see him
hot
winning.
too. He's hot
Hey,
lately.
before we close this episode, I'm gonna say it every week until it's wrong. I gave the best breakout player, Elik AMI, nor already 2 touchdowns through 3 weeks.
Cap.
Already 2 touchdowns through 3 weeks, bro. Elik for
That's solid.
Elik is
I mean,
nice.
Juan Brisker's doing a lot better.
Jaquan Brisker
Jaquan.
is cold, dude. He is cold. All right, everybody. Before we talk for another 2 hours, we're gonna have to end this session here. Everybody, hopefully you enjoyed episode 2. Hopefully we get some more new subscribers. And I saw as of right now the first episode on YouTube. It's at 11 views. We're grateful for the 11 views. I think 3 of them are me,
Hey,
Dom,
let's
and
go.
Jeremiah.
Shout
But
out to
that means
everyone out there that peeped in.
we have 8 people. That's not one of us that listen. So if you guys somehow skip to the end, there might be one person that watches to the very end. That one person, we love you. Thank you for being a part of the
Mm-hmm.
journey. I don't know who you are. If you're 8-year-old little Timothy or if you're 39-year-old Glenn, I don't know who this is, but thank you. I appreciate you. You're great. Keep watching. Keep watching the podcast. Hopefully, you guys enjoy. We started up last week, so we're gonna keep it going. Eddie's. You guys have a great rest of your week.